I miss Best Friends Today. For the uninitiated, Best Friends Today was a comedy trio consisting of Will Wahoney, Caroline Constanar, and Sammy Lastaname. They did a bunch of stuff, like skits, challenges, podcasts, Gen Z Eric Andre, pretending that they were pregnant and tricking their entire audience. Wait. Actually, I think that was only Caroline. They were a part of Rooster Teeth, and through various circumstances, they split apart. And that's pretty much all you need to know. If you want to learn more, I made a video about them last January. The thing about Best Friends Today is that they were a channel that I would actually follow week to week with their uploads. I'd keep up with them. I was an active fan. And with YouTube, I mainly just rewatched the same shit I've watched 100 times already. Eddie Burback, Drew Gooden, Schlatt, etc. And I had a hole in my life for a YouTube group of silly friends that I would watch week to week. But maybe the subject of this video will change that. Bunch of Friends! Bunch of Friends is a YouTube channel that started in Q4 of 2025 that features Anthpo, Hanbon, Best Friend Will, and Koi. Now when I saw this, I had two questions. The first being, is this a direct-to-DVD sequel of Best Friends Today? Like it's a friend group, the names are similar to each other, Best Friend Will is literally in the cast. It seems a bit familiar. But the second question I had is, who is Koi? I knew everyone else except Koi when I saw his Instagram post. I know Anthpo, I know Hanbon from Anthpo's videos, of course I know Best Friend Will. Who is Koi? Apparently he was a YouTuber who was making videos like 2 years ago and immediately was able to collab with Ben of the Week and Tubbo, probably because of his connection to the Beast himself. He does stuff like eating the Spider Burger and eating at zero review places and eating New York City and eating the hottest pepper in the world. His last video is from a year ago and it has 64k views compared to his 400k sub count. So that's Koi. I brushed my initial discovery a bunch of friends off, and in the following months I would see clips of them, and I wondered, okay, hold on, is this just Best Friends Today with a new cast? So I wanted to find out. But the problem with making a video on Bunch of Friends is that there's a lot less substance to talk about than with BFT. BFT had 72 videos, a podcast, clearly defined eras, crazy drama with Caroline, and I still only managed to talk about it for 14 minutes. Don't let this timestamp fool you. All of my outros are 2 minutes of yapping. And Bunch of Friends has 24 videos as of writing. And that's it. So I decided that each day that I watched Bunch of Friends, I would sort of write down my notes on what I thought on the videos and the whole channel, and I would read it day to day, because that's an interesting format, right? That's interesting. I'm cool, right? Right? Anyways. For this video, I think it's important for you guys to know what my opinion on Bunch of Friends was before I started watching them. Going into this, my opinion on Bunch of Friends was skewed slightly negative. I already had mixed feelings on the Best Friend Today-ness of it all, but when I would see clips of them, it sort of just felt like normal influencer clips, but not in a self-aware way. So to me, it looked like they were doing the cringy influencer thing without any bit attached. My assumptions were that I would only like Will and hate everyone else, and every one of their videos would just be a little bit worse than a Best Friends Today video. From the first few seconds of the very first video, I immediately clocked that Anthony was editing, which is when I then discovered one of the gimmicks of the channel, where every week they spin a wheel to see who is going to be editing that video, and I think that is a good gimmick. I think that helps add a lot of variety and spice to these videos. The first video of theirs is immediately unfocused because before doing the spelling bee, Will has this vegetable eating challenge, which if you don't know, it's sort of like an A to Z food challenge, but instead of A to Z, it's vegetables. I like the unfocused feel of these videos so far. It makes it so it doesn't take itself too seriously and you're just sort of fucking around. Like a problem later on in the channel is sometimes Anthony will be like, guys, come on, we're not focusing on the challenge enough, when the real appeal of the challenge is the people. I think a good analogy for it is that instead of trying to be like a game show, you should try to be more like a panel show. In this video, I saw the joke of Anthpo getting all the really hard words coming from a billion miles away, but it was still pretty funny. In their next video, they make a kid named Finger reference, and like, it is 2025. Like, if you weren't a Better Call Saul fan when the show was coming out, you probably don't understand it, but like, this is a 4-year-old shitpost. Maybe it's because I spent too much time on the OK Buddy Chicane and reread it, but this joke is just so tired to me. But whatever, we got an intern named Paint. That's amazing, that's awesome, that's epic. The group hug section of this video made me sad because Will wasn't in it. Oh my god, it's Will! I actually kind of hate this video because it's too wholesome and sweet. A group of friends on YouTube needs to be mean-spirited and seem to genuinely hate each other and invite each other's hinge matches to the studio so they can be awkward and then make a bad first impression in person. You know, normal friend stuff. No, I'm kidding. This is actually a really great video because Will runs into a BFT fan. In the fourth video, everything just sorta clicked for me. For the first three, I was on the fence, but now, oh my god. I get it. This group dynamic is extremely entertaining and everyone bounces off each other really well, and this video in particular, fucking amazing. So this is the point where I decided to finally commit and subscribe. I am officially a fan, and to all of the BFT fans who are holding out on watching this, because honestly, I feel like I kind of am an authority on BFT. I'm one of the only people to make a video on them, and my video is one of the first things to pop up when you search up BFT on YouTube. But anyways, to all of those BFT fans that were holding out on watching this channel, I officially give bunch of friends the Gug seal of approval. So finally, for the 1 or 2 people who are waiting for my approval to watch this channel, watch away. I should talk about each of the friends' comedy, huh? Will is just sorta Will. He's probably the biggest funny man in the group. He's constantly saying jokes and having many strokes that make him say gibberish. He's great. Koi is very cerebral and clever. Like, his best humor comes from his quick wits and words. He's very quippy. Anthpo is just the archetypical white boy of the year. Like, you know Anthpo if you clicked on this video. It's Anthpo. And Hanbon is very sincere and expressive. Big theater kid energy. Koi also has theater kid energy. My one issue with the dynamic is that everyone's humor feels kinda samey. I don't really know how to explain it, but it feels like the same kind of humor just coming out of 4 different mouthpieces, which is fine, but like the BFT dynamic was cool because they were all different and stuff, but like it's still good. So that's my day 1 experience with a bunch of friends because I had other shit to do that day. On day 2, I don't have much to say. As I was watching this, I thought to myself, and I hate to make this video that isn't about BFT again, but this is what BFT could have been post Rooster Teeth if they invested in homegrown content instead of fucking around with studios and stuff. Their priorities were so absolutely fucked. They focused on getting their crew members back and renting 2 studios instead of establishing a foundation of homegrown content like this. Like, no wonder their tower fell. Anyways, I really like the construction party video, the Roblox horror games video, the video where we get a stranger to invite him over for dinner. I love the guy who took them in this video. This guy, Jared, he's a fucking saint. I mean, it could be fake and he could be just some guy bunch of friends broke out of prison and now they're forcing him to act like this. And if that's true, then send him back to jail. I think he deserves to be in a place where he has to join a race gang to avoid getting shanked in his sleep. And I think he deserves to be in there for 10 years because he broke the law. If he is a prisoner, and if he's not a prisoner, he's a really nice guy. I'm not a big fan of this video where they show John Chungus funny videos. Conceptually, it's a good idea, but watching Koi show John Chungus Hawk Tua and seeing everyone just have no sort of positive reaction to it just makes me want to end it all. Oh, hey! At one point, they made a video where they went on Omegle and tried to get people to call them slurs, but YouTube took it down for bullying and harassment. And going into this video, I thought that I would have a way to watch this video, that it would be pretty easy for me to find. But thinking about it for 5 seconds, obviously fucking not. Of course that wouldn't be the case. At this point in the timeline, the channel was 2 months old and had less than 100k subscribers. So, no. I haven't found anything yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's lost media or anything. I famously made a video about a topic that I researched for 7 months that could have been resolved with the Wayback Machine, but the point is that I haven't seen this video. At least something good came out of this situation because they made this video telling YouTube to reinstate their video, and then they went on Omegle to get people to help them do this stupid harassment quiz that YouTube made them do to allow them to upload again. Fuck, I love the moderation on this site. That's all I have for day 2. Day 3 was the day I got caught up, and day 3 was a bit mixed. The billionaire video and wizard video was mid, the holiday video was just an excuse to monetize doing their chores, the sketch was bad, but the other ones were good. With this Santa Jubilee sketch, 1, and I hate to harp on this, but but also, 2, if I had to condense all of my criticisms into 1 sentence, it would just be that it's too long! 12 minutes? For a video that does the same 3 jokes over and over? Too long! Way too fucking long! If they made this sketch 4 times shorter, it probably would work way better. I like whenever they get real world people in their video, like with Jared from the dinner video or this pizza delivery guy from this video. I like it, not just because all influencers are pieces of shit and annoying to listen to. right? But it's mostly because you have to be a specific type of person to be willing to cook dinner for a group of influencers or play Minecraft with a group of influencers. If I didn't make YouTube videos and I was put in either of those situations, I'd probably just be like, no. Get a job. But that's because I don't have a heart of gold like Jared and Matthew. They said that this video was edited by 14 random fans, but one of those fans was coincidentally Glurb, who was one of the admins of the BFT Discord server, so I'm not sure it was exactly random. Was it? It's a farce, a scam. It should have been me, not him! And now I'm caught up on a bunch of friends, so I don't know. Let's follow what I think of them week to week. So I just watched the video for this week, and it's barely even a video. It's a 1 minute and 11-second long video about how in 7 days we're gonna eat the skateboard. Wait, I should tell you guys about the history of the skateboard. It's the next week. Also, I have a sore throat. I figured it would be better if I talked about the history of the skateboard after the skateboard video was already out, so sorry for the abrupt cut. At some point, a bunch of friends started to enter reels and videos by saying, we're gonna eat a skateboard at 100k subscribers. And they did this like a lot. They did this so much that they made a whole billboard about it. When they actually hit 100k subscribers, they had this whole Grace Ryder Zoom meeting skit, which I love her, she's so funny. And then last week they posted that teaser video, and when they posted that, my expectations were set. If they were willing to sacrifice a Friday upload for this video, then this video needs to be good. This video needs to be great. This video needs to be the best video they've ever made. So how was it? The first 60% of this video is very much shot like a normal bunch of friends video. It's very clear that pretty much all of the interactions in this video are manufactured, but if you suspend your disbelief, it's pretty entertaining. They're basically running around New York City trying to find out how to eat a skateboard, but they're just like not doing a very good job. But then, in the last like 7 minutes of the video, the entire vibe changes. It's clearly shot on something different from what they normally use. It's like that one show, Kevin Can Fuck Himself, where the entire directing style just changes. A bunch of friends wake up, hungover from a night of drinking, and they have a bunch of anti-skateboard eating protesters outside of their house. They accidentally open up the garage door and there's a big fight scene. Coy throws the fakest punch in the world. He's like 2 feet away from this guy's face, and Shirley dies. No, like they actually fuck up the puppet and she dies. I feel bad for the woman who wanted Shirley to have a nice home, but instead she ended up as a comedy prop for a bunch of friends' YouTube channel.
Oh, no! Oh. It's a comedy prop.
But just as they admit defeat and have lost hope that they'll eat the skateboard, Skateboard Eater 24, the man they've been looking for the entire video, comes in and eats it right as the time comes out. And as they wake up and realize they've been saved, it cuts to black and says bunch of friends will be back in April. Yeah. This is their best video. I thought both halves of the video were entertaining and funny. I like how even when they were doing stuff like looking for Skateboard Eater 24 or trying to find skateboarders to help them eat the skateboard, it still felt like a bunch of friends video. It always felt natural. They were always doing bits, even though it was clear that this was a fictitious video concept. I also like how the big epic fight scene has the return of a bunch of past characters from the Bunch of Friends universe. This is the Bunch of Friends equivalent to the Hinge date that ruined my life. If I had to compare the two, I'm sorry, I'd give it to the Hinge date. It's a lot better made and it feels more natural, as with this video, I could see right through it. But this is a great video, and the ending also guarantees that this video will remain somewhat unfinished because I won't know what season 2 looks like. But I'm excited to find out even after I'm done working on this video. Anyways, it should be time for the outro, right? Okay, let me tell you what has me in an absolute tizzy. I'm just gonna walk you through the whole thing. On February 19th, I was just taking a stroll on the internet and I wanted to find this video because I think it's really fucking funny. Will and Coy's delivery in this skit is so fucking good.
Here's our new flavor of our Beast Bros chocolate bar.
Seriously? You're just giving this to me?
So I went to Will's Instagram profile and I saw that he posted a story and I thought to myself, oh good, Will probably posted another funny Wahoney skit for me to laugh at. But it wasn't funny. Instead, it was a repost from a bunch of friends saying that they had posters now, which made me think, cool. But then they said that each poster comes with an exclusive video that they're too embarrassed to release. And immediately my mind went racing. I had to talk about this video to be absolutely thorough, but then I went to the website and fuck, it's $42! But I had to buy it, I had to. So I did. I gave them $42. 42 fucking dollars!
42, but I got 42 hoes. Nigga too
And to be fair, it is a very nicely designed poster. The material feels nice, it's very small for the price, it's smaller than most of the posters I have in my room, and most of those are quite a bit cheaper than $42. But I didn't just pay that amount for a poster. Oh no, no, no. I paid $42 so I could have the exclusive privilege of being able to commentate on this video. So, this video, We Got Drunk. Was it worth it? Well, kinda. And when I say kinda, I obviously mean no. So this video is pretty self-explanatory. It's a video where they all drink copiously and do some fun little activities and it gets all wacky and chaotic. I do like how this is an appeal to the very beginning of Bunch of Friends where they'd all constantly get inebriated. In like the first 4 videos, these guys would always be drunk or high. It was sick. Will's Cat Sugar's in this video, which is pretty cool, and Koi has Truly Greg merch, which is fucking sweet. But other than that, I have nothing to say. It just sort of feels like I'm the sober one at the party watching everyone else get drunk and annoying, except in this situation I don't have the option to interact with them. It's nothing special. I see why they included it with the poster. It's something that only Bunch of Friends super fans would appreciate. And, fuck, I wasted my money. I'm such a fat fucking chud. There's a few things about Bunch of Friends that I just couldn't find room for in this video. Like, for example, did you know that the channel actually didn't start in 2025? I know this because this playlist has 16 unlisted videos from a year ago with no Koi or Will in sight. The channel used to be called We Move Out Soon, and these aren't even all of the videos because these shorts lead to other different videos. And also, this title doesn't make any sense because this is clearly the Bunch of Friends room, so I don't think they did move out. It would seem that this is a repurposed Anspo channel, so I hope you don't get too offended at the fact that I can't really see this as anything more than Anspo's side channel for the year. To answer the big question, is Bunch of Friends good? For people who want a short answer, yeah, it's pretty good. Thanks for watching! For my real answer, it's a bit more complicated. You might be asking, Gug, man, why are you comparing BFT and Bunch of Friends so much? And I'd have to say it's because it's a group of friends, one of whom is from BFT, and another who is an alum of BFT, doing fun creative challenges in the way that BFT did, and also is called Bunch of Friends. That's probably why. I know we're different. Boy, howdy do I know it. But I feel like it's similar enough that it's not unfair to make a comparison, especially for a BFT head like me. So to compare the two, I think that overall BFT is better than Bunch of Friends, but I think Bunch of Friends does better homegrown content than BFT. I think a difference between the two of them is that I would consider BFT a comedy group, and I'd consider Bunch of Friends a content house. They're 4 people who live together and basically only do challenge videos. This is a content house. Not to say that's a bad thing. They're better than 90% of content houses out there, but I mean, that's what they are. In terms of the lifetime of Bunch of Friends, I don't think they're around for the long run. Not saying that we're like not gonna exist next week. They could be around for another year, another 2 years. Probably not longer than 2 years. I give them 2 years. Because this content doesn't really have longevity. It's pretty much entirely staked on consistently being able to come up with creative challenges. And I have trouble coming up with commentary videos month to month. I cannot imagine coming up with a challenge every week for longer than 2 years. And speaking of their longevity, I know that they technically have more subscribers than BFT, but, and stay with me on this number feels inflated. And there's a very clear reason why it feels inflated. It's AFPO. With Best Friends today, the most popular person was Caroline Constanar, who hasn't really been relevant for a while and never promoted BFT on her YouTube channel, which is by far her largest platform. Meanwhile, AFPO is creating fake alien sightings and making Timothée Chalamet lookalike contests every month or so, and literally tells people to subscribe to a Bunch of Friends in his John Chungus video. And even without that, he's so much more instantly recognizable than the members of BFT were because he's actively relevant right now. So I just feel like Best Friends today got their growth almost solely through merit, and most of the Bunch of Friends subscribers are only there because AFPO is there. That doesn't necessarily take away from the quality of their content, but I feel like it's important to know. Bunch of Friends, overall, is good. They're funny, they're great editors, they have amazing video ideas, and they may not have necessarily filled the BFT-shaped hole in my heart, but they definitely helped to cover it up. So keep on keeping on, Bunch of Friends. I salute you. And to end this video, I will do something divisive that will guarantee that if Bunch of Friends watches this video, 2 of the members are probably gonna be upset. I'm gonna rank every member of Bunch of Friends. Important to note, they're all funny, they're all great, they're all good, but someone will have to be last, which is why I'm gonna start at the first. Number one for me is Will. If you saw the Best Friends Today video and have been paying attention to this video, you probably saw this coming. He's great at making jokes, he has these mini strokes every now and again that are hilarious, he's great. Number two is Coy. I did not expect to like Coy as much as I did going into this because I had never heard of him, but Coy's great. He's really good at words and stuff. It's probably why he gave the presentation 4 videos in a row, because he's really good at talking and being quippy. He's awesome. Number 3 is Anthony. I don't think I need to explain myself. It's Anthpo. And number 4 is, sadly, Hanbon. I still like Hanbon. I think she has an important dynamic of being sincere and playing with straight man, which I do feel like is an unappreciated role in comedy, but sadly, she just ended up last. Sorry. Anyways, see you again when the channel ends. I'm doing this one standing because the snow is legitimately just a solid layer, and sitting on a bench looks stupid. As I was making this video, I had sort of formed this thesis statement in my head, and it's not really finished yet, but it's mostly about how Best Friends Today was beautiful through the simplicity of the idea. When I think of some of the best BFT videos, the Temu video, the fucking keynote video, A to Z food challenge, blindfolded video, Cheesecake Factory, they're all very simple concepts that are carried by the humor of Caroline, Will, and Sammy. And in Bunch of Friends, I feel like there's a few video ideas that are over-engineered, like Blind Deaf Mute Stuck in the Arctic, the pizza delivery driver, Minecraft video. Now, these videos aren't necessarily bad, but I think these complicated concepts makes it more difficult for the personalities of each of the friends, a bunch of friends, to shine through. And when I'm watching a YouTube friend group, what I care about is the friends being funny. But, yeah, I like Bunch of Friends. When I was making this video, I made a solid effort to, like, be critical in areas where I thought I could be critical. Because I didn't want to just make a Bunch of Friends puff piece. I don't think that would be interesting to listen to. But it's like, I don't dislike them. I am a fan of them. I spent $42 on a poster. And I wouldn't do that if I wasn't a fan. But, anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. New video next month. Bunch of Friends, if you're watching this, please don't kill me. Put me in a video. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just